Your Excellency, the Vice President, Federal Republic of Nigeria, and our own very ebullient, distinguished former colleague, now the Vice President of Nigeria, Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON. My brother, the Right Honorable Speaker, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, Speaker, House of Representatives, and the alternate chairman of the Governing Council of NILS. Your Excellency, the Governor of Akpabio State, now represented by another very distinguished colleague, now Deputy Governor of Akpabio State, my dear sister, Akun Eyagay. Your Excellency, my brother, Deputy Senate President of the 10th Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, my brother, Senator Jibrin Barao, CON. Your Excellency, the Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives, my dear brother, Ben Kalu. Your Excellency, the Chief of Staff to Mr. President and immediate past Speaker of the House of Representatives, our own brother, Femi Gbajabiamila, CFR. Let me, with the permission of the Vice President, rest on existing protocols. I want to join to commend the leadership of NILS for this wonderful retreat. Our dear Vice President, your presence here today to honor not just NILS, but to honor the leadership of the 10th National Assembly. It's a very big statement to respect an intention of the executive arm of the federal government to partner with the legislature. We don't take this for granted. Thank you very much, sir. We know that you and our dear, and your principal, our dear President, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, you are steering the ship of state at a very difficult time, very turbulent waters, economically, in terms of security, and in terms of the economy of the country. But we are collectively praying that God Almighty will guide both of you and guide the rest of us who are there to help you to succeed and take Nigeria through these very difficult times. So let's start by congratulating your principal, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for the wonderful speech that he just delivered at the ongoing UNGA, United Nations General Assembly in New York. It was very captivating and major statement from an African leader. So please extend our congratulations to him on his return. We must also commend you for the steps you and your principal have taken so far since your assumption of duties as President and Vice President of our dear country. We had a cancer that almost killed Nigeria. We were almost entering the fourth stage of that cancer, and that was the fuel subsidy issue. You took very prompt action. We may be passing through difficult times now, but the leadership of the National Assembly, with all Nigerians, are very grateful for the bold steps you have taken, and we assure you that despite the sufferings, we'll stand by you to ensure that that cancer is totally removed from our midst. We also want to say that so far, the policies you've churned out are such that we are very hopeful that with the right partnership with the three arms of government, that this country will definitely get to the promised land. To tell Mr. President that just like Liverpool Club, the mantra of the 10th Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is that the executive shall never walk alone. You will not walk alone. We'll be there all the way with you. So, my dear colleagues, the leadership of the 10th National Assembly, I'm very excited to notice the fact that once you are a member of the House of Representatives or you are a senator, the spirit remains with you forever. Hence the attendance in this retreat today. If you look around you, you will see that the list of protocol is very long. Even from the Chief of Staff to Mr. President, himself and immediate past presiding officer. We go around to our leaders, our elder statesmen, from distinguished Senator Ken Namani, GCON, all the way to my distinguished leader in the person of David Mark, GCON. I almost made a mistake to call you Major Mark. You are very popular in Port Harcourt as a major in my time. And of course, my dear brother, Pa Ezenyim, and former SGF, GCON, we are delighted. Our sister is also here, Patricia Ite, and the immediate past, I call him Emeritus Senate President, my brother Ahmed Lawan, GCON. We are very, very happy to see all of you. I know one day God will also keep me alive to join you and sit like that to watch the next Senate President by the grace of God. So we in the leadership, speaking on behalf of the principal officers of both chambers, we are very excited with the attendance to look around and see even former clerks of National Assembly. Many of them are here. You turn around, you will know them. They are all here because of the commitment, retired but not tired, here to add value to what we are doing. The executive chairman of the National Assembly Service Commission is also here, and even distinguished senators from within the precincts of this retreat. Most of them are also here. Senator Ekong Samson of Akpabio said is here, and we also have Senator Ndubweze, all the way representing the Southeast, is also here. And we have the man that represents the pulse of the Senate, Senator Yayi. I hope you are prepared to her. Chairman Appropriation is also here. So we are very delighted to have all of you in our midst. So for me, as the Senate President, in this retreat, I'm one of the students. I'm here to listen to those who have had the experience, to narrate some of the experiences and guide us in the task of repositioning the 10th Senate. That is why we are here. So, Your Excellency the Vice President, I'm speaking as a student. I'm part of the students. Very soon I will go down to the floor to listen to all of them. And I want to thank the governor of Akpabio State that yes, indeed, we believe strongly in the Senate and the National Assembly that we are going to work across party lines. This state currently is a PDP state. So we don't believe in political party in the Senate and the National Assembly. So we know that today it is PDP, tomorrow it may end up being APC when next you visit. So we thank the Deputy Governor for holding forth for the Governor, and we also thank the Governor who called me while I was at the airport awaiting the arrival of the Vice President that he had to cut short his trip to New York. He had landed in Lagos. He was on his way here, and before we stand up from here, that he will be here. And I told him, even your deputy was enough. He said, no, I have to physically be here because this caliber of personages, our personalities that shape the Nigerian political space have never visited Akpabio. Said that this is an uncommon gathering. So he is also making an uncommon sacrifice. So DJ Niels, so you can see. And I was just whispering to His Excellency the Vice President that he has so far also churned out uncommon appointments, which I must commend too, if you permit me, because they are part of the retreat today. Your Excellency thanked the President for us, for the appointment of Professor Hakim Baba Ahmed. I used to watch him on television, and to imagine him now, not just a strong APC chieftain, but chairman of the think tank of the Northern Elders Forum, and now a special advisor to Mr. President on political affairs. Hakim Baba Ahmed, we are happy to welcome you to Akpabio, said. Another uncommon move. We must also thank the President for the addition of Professor Aliu Umar Modibo. Modibo is not new to the villa. He has been there even as FCT Minister, and then today he has been appointed also by Mr. President as Special Advisor on Special Duties. And Your Excellency the Vice President, they are constantly with you. You cannot go wrong. So also welcome to the land of uncommon transformation. Now, so to say that Niels has done well is to repeat what others have already stated. But let me just add my voice. I believe that when the decision to come to Ikot was made, a lot of people probably did not understand why. This was the first experimental local government administration by the colonial masters in Nigeria. And where we are, I must say, was a prison. This location was a prison. So let me just add that sometime in 1953 or thereabout, 1853, a prison was constructed here. And when I grew up, what I saw the walls of prison. And I saw elders constantly coming out with prison uniform as a child. So we were meant to have that mentality that when you grow old to become an adult, you end up in the prison. That was what the colonial masters left for us here. So in my time, I said I must do two things. Number one, I must stop the houseboy, housegirl syndrome that tended to be the lot of this state. And number two, I must stop the prison mentality. So I declared free and compulsory education for all Nigerian children who found their way into this state. And today, many of them are graduates. I had to add over 6,000 classroom blocks. I had to add a new polytechnic. I thank God for the federal government that afforded me what. I also built a new state university, and I graduated the pioneer students before I left. I expanded schools and tripled school enrollment for all Nigerian children. Then I brought down the walls of the prison here that had existed for 108 years. And then I built a brand new prison. We became the first correctional center in Nigeria, somewhere in the suburbs. And then I decided to turn the old prison to where what you are seeing now. So two things I did. I closed the doors of prison here and opened the doors of schools. Then I now open the door of hospitality. That's why you are all comfortable. So welcome to the new era. In essence, government should be about transformation. And I believe, like the former speaker pointed out, that other senates have succeeded, but the 10th Senate may be the best. Under your leadership, the 10th National Assembly is poised to do exactly what you have just prophesied. You were not the one speaking. God was speaking through you. Thank you for that prophecy. So I join others to say, yes, indeed, we'll listen to all of you. We'll take notes. We'll do our best to be good students. And at the end of this retreat, we'll definitely go back to guide our colleagues so I can contribute to our quota towards nation building and towards giving hope, renewed hope to all Nigerians. Somebody once asked John the Baptist, are you the one who is to come, or shall we look for another? And he said, the person that is coming, I may not even be able to touch the lace of his shoes. People are asking, yes, we have had many presidents, but this is the first time we are having a core politician as president of the country. Is President Bola Ahmed Tinubu the one who is to come, or do we wait for another? In the same vein, other Nigerians are asking, we have had many senates, but the 10th Senate has arrived with an uncommon approach to leadership. Is it the one that is to come, or shall we look for another? So myself and my brother, the Right Honorable Speaker, we are very determined to ensure that this 10th National Assembly makes the difference and answers the question. So my friends and dear colleagues, let us not make the mistake of thinking of the problems of APC, if any, or thinking of the confusion in PDP, if any, or thinking of the mentality of labor, if any, or even thinking that SDP may soon come, which may never happen. Because we must come together to correct the errors of the past. We face a collective action. There was almost erosion of hope in the governance. But today, we are faced with the reality that, yes, indeed, if we do not do something, then Nigerians will never have hope, and Africans will be affected. I was in Kenya some time back, and the then Vice President, in welcoming me, said, my brother, my neighbor has just delivered a Nigerian. I said, who? How long has the man lived here? He said, no, it is not, the father is Kenyan, and the mother is Kenyan. I said, how then is the child a Nigerian? And the then Vice President answered me and said that that child is the fourth child in the family. I said, I don't get it. He said, no. Outside Nigeria, all Africans, all black people believe strongly that 1 out of every 4 black person you come across in the world is a Nigerian. That shows the enormity of the responsibility bestowed on our shoulders by the global community. 1 out of every black person you see in the world today is a Nigerian. So as we are seated here, we do not take it for granted. The kind of confidence reposed in us by the Nigerian electorate to give us the opportunity to steer the ship of state. I'm aware that after this leadership retreat, the Senate, I will discuss with the Speaker later, we have intention in the month of October to also undertake a major retreat for all the senators of the 10 Senates. I know the House of Representatives will plan their own, but because of the number, we have to look at the location. If you think that this transformation you are seeing, driving all the way from the airport to this place without any pothole, sitting in a very comfortable environment that used to be a prison, is a beautiful location for the transformation you intend to bring to Nigeria, then bring the next retreat to Akwa Ibom State, and we shall be happy to welcome you. You know, there is this story about one of the world's best musical conductor, Sir Michael Costa. His massive orchestra was rehearsing. Trumpets were blaring. The drums were booming. The trumpets and the trombones were all pulsating. Then the violins electrified the atmosphere with sweet melodies. The piccolo was a very tiny musical instrument. The piccolo player said to himself, "What good am I doing right here? I might just as well not be playing. Nobody can hear me at all." So he kept the tiny instrument to his mouth without blowing it. Suddenly, Sir Costa paused and shouted, "Stop, stop! Where is the piccolo? Where is the piccolo?" The man was shocked that the musical maestro could notice that the piccolo was not blowing. In every situation you find yourself as a leader, do your best. If your child suddenly ventures into drugs, people will ask, where are the parents of this child? We will not wait for Nigerians to ask, where is the National Assembly? We are very poised to undertake our oversight functions. We are poised to check the actions of the executive. We are poised to check the legislations that were made in the past, so that when the judiciary makes pronouncements, Nigerians will not ask, where is the piccolo? Where is the National Assembly that ought to make amendment to these acts? Where is the National Assembly that ought to oversight that minister that could have taken this kind of action? Our assurance to you all is that the piccolo, under our leadership, myself and my brother, Tajuddin Abbas, will definitely do his part by blowing the trumpet. Welcome, and God be with all of us.